Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning, you guys. How y'all doing? Hey, how y'all doing? Okay, I had to start over because the StreamYard was tripping. I couldn't get that block off. So now we're here. It was very distracting for people. So we're back. Let's go ahead and start with some Dalton, a little Dalton history right quick, a little past board meetings. I hope all is well with you and yours. And yeah, I'll see you in a second. I'll be right back. Thanks for being here. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Ciao. My analytics went up, up, up. It's so funny because now I have more people that hit that notification bell now. So make sure make sure you hit the notification bell if you haven't already. That was quite interesting. But yeah, thank you. Let's get to it and happy Thursday.
Comment Burgundy Blue Commentary. Blue Commentary. Burgundy Commentary. Commentary.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Tyrone Isom Jr. I purchased a commercial property, 1031 East Sydney in Dolton. It's the old jerk chicken restaurant. But I want you to know, what do you guys want me to do with it? Because I keep getting denied my business license. I got two LLCs. They denied the first one. They denied the second one. And I asked them, what do you guys want me to do? And can you tell me why I got denied? They told me they don't know, and they can't really give me a reason. And I said, can I get it right so I can understand what you guys want me to do? They said they don't know at this time. So I'm still waiting to get an answer so I can actually work the deal out so you can so I just want to be a part of the family because I've been an adult since I was 19 years old, cutting hair. And I had to move to Harvey because the owner wanted an extra $2,000 due to the pandemic, so I moved across the street. But I originally wanted to stay in Dalton, so now I'm in a position I can actually go back home to Dalton, and now it's like a pause going on. I'm just trying to figure out what can I do and how can I do it because I was trying to get everything situated for the summer because my kids, I got two kids with sickle cell disease, and we this summer he has to get a transplant, and oh.
Yeah, take your time here. If you could come for a second, keep for coming, step down, talk to you people. Take your time. You'll take care of it. And my prayers is with you. Anything we can do, township do have resources to help you. So if you do need help, we'll give you all the resources you need.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Come on.
Hey guys, welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. I hope all is well with you and yours. Today, I want to talk about Mr. Tyrone Isom Jr. We saw him here at this board meeting from last year, and I thought that was very important to take on and judge the history of what he's been going through, honestly. So, you guys, it seems that Tyrone went and got wanted to make sure that it was okay to purchase this property. He got everything in line, purchased the property. He was allowed to get a building permit. He was allowed to complete renovations and constructions. He was all ready to go. He went through all the motions, talking with the mayor, talking with the village administrator, Keith Freeman, talking with the code enforcement department, Kim Austin, talking with Carmen Carlisle, talking who's the mayor's assistant. He went through everything to make sure it was right. And when it was time for him to get his business license for the village of Dalton, he was denied. You guys, I'm gonna put the link for the case document so you can read it for yourself. But this is very sad. Okay, you guys, it seems like he's been trying cutting hair, like he said, for 19 years in Dalton, finally got the chance to live out his dreams, and now is on hold. He's basically being starved out, for lack of a better word. So let's watch this WGN article that was released today so you get a better feel of what's going on
in this building.
Freeman's appearance in federal court comes just a day after he was sued alongside Mayor Henyard by a Dolton property owner who says the village unjustly denied him a business license.
When Keith Freeman told me that he's going to give me all the permits and put me in a position where I start working on my property, about time when I met with him again, he told me, "Who are you and do I know you?"
Tyrone Isom tried to open a barber shop and then a pigmentation studio in this space, but he says the building inspector told him Henyard blocked the project. He ended up selling the building to stay afloat financially.
And you have people who are willing to put their money where their mouth is. They'll put their sweat and hard labor and their money into a business, all within the parameters of the law, trying to bring in business into the village of Dolton. And because for whatever reason, the mayor doesn't want it. And as Tyrone had told you today, he was told at the end, nope, mayor wants that property.
Tyrone bravely stood at that January 3rd of 2023 board meeting and told us about his situation with his business, but also with his family, having 2 children that have sickle cell, and just trying to find out, why is he getting the runaround from the village when he did all the proper protocol. You guys, I'll be back to follow up this lawsuit and story. My prayers go out to Tyrone and his family. What I don't understand is when he did go up to that podium, and it's usually public comment, but this time the mayor decided, hey, let me go ahead and address you. And she told us as taxpaying citizens sitting there, hey, she was directing it towards Tyrone, don't get me wrong. But hey, Keith Freeman's going to talk to you. Let's work it out. We haven't had a follow-up, and now we see, nor did you think you need a follow-up, right? Because the mayor's saying she's going to make sure you're okay. Now, a year and a half later almost, we see he had to sell his property, give up on his dream. He lost money, and now he's bringing forth a lawsuit against individuals, the village, and the Illinois municipality. You guys, I will keep you updated. As always, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
This summer, he has to get a transplant. And,
Yeah, take your time, yeah, if you could come for a second, keep for coming, step down, talk to people, take your time, you'll take care of it. And my prayers is with you, anything we can do, township, we have resources to help you, so if you do need help, keep us, give you all the resources you need.
okay.
All right, thank you. Come on.
Our house. And first of all, we understand one thing. When you're doing wrong, you need to be corrected. So I only have one question, Ms. Darlene Gray. Do you think that the board is doing a good job right now? Frank told me to ask you that.
Commentary Blue Commentary. Burgundy Commentary. Commentary Blue Commentary. Burgundy Blue Commentary. Burgundy Commentary.
Hey guys, hope all is well with you and yours. We're going to talk about this Thornton Township town hall meeting in bits and pieces. And wow, was it some moments. I want to talk about this moment. This came from Mr. Doncor. Doncor is a 20-year employee of Thornton Township as well as a fellow Falcon. Shout out to him. But you guys, I was a little confused because I recall Doncor being Z Team, of course. He's very in the community and things of that nature. And he was mentored by the late Frank Zuccarelli, who we know Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard was appointed his seat after he had served, I think, 8 terms. So you guys, Frank passed in 2022, and with Miss Henyard coming about, it brought a lot of change. One I did not know was going to be Don Court, honestly, because we remember him possibly being her campaign manager, but definitely being the one the Lansing Journal captured during her appointment, during the super mayor appointment for the seat. Let's take a look.
Yes. And she has to sign the warrant, and she's got to take the oath in 9 minutes. Let's go. Put your hands together for your new township supervisor, Tiffany Henry. Y'all can have the bed, baby. Y'all can have that shit.
My question is, when did things go wrong? Because this was such a special moment between the two. I would have thought that Don Court would have been Tiffany's right hand. I'm confusion. Okay, you guys, as I always say, I'm confusion. Okay, you guys, let's get to what happened at the Thornton Township meeting.
Mama stood here. And one thing we never stood here under Frank is race. Black, white, Asian, or Latin, we all got along. So no disrespect to UTO, but we don't do that here. This is our house. And first of all, we understand one thing. When you're doing wrong, you need to be corrected. So I only have one question, Ms. Darlene Gray. Do you think that the board is doing a good job right now? Frank told me to ask you that.
Oh.
You ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. First of all, I sat with Frank for 30 years. I worked with Frank with his first election. So don't tell me about the 30 years he's sitting here and the people that I worked in the cold for to see that they had jobs here. I am ashamed. You know what? You hire people to do their jobs, and those people are.
Make it clear what you're ashamed of.
No, you Don Court. First of all,
what should you be ashamed of me for? You're sitting here and you were elected by us, the Z team, and you know what we stand for. And you're not displaying that, and you know it.
What is the Z team standing for? Tell me this. You tell me.
And Tiffany, you're doing such a good job. No one can contest to you. Frank can't even anything close to you. I mean, Frank never had his name in the papers as many times as you. He's never been on TV as much as you. I mean, come on, he can't even compare to you. Back to you.
All right. Okay, trust me.
Answer the question. You're tap dancing out the back door.
They turned off the wrong mic.
The question is, do you think that you guys are doing a good job?
You can finish your comment, Don. Go ahead.
Darlene, with all due respect, my love for you will never change, but you know where we come from and you know what we stand for, and you're not displaying that. And if I did something wrong as a young man, you guys would chastise me. I've been with you all for 20 years, and you guys know better. And look at Pepe over there not saying a word.
That's him right here with the black shirt. Yeah.
We ain't gonna mess with Pepe, but one alone stand 1,000 strong. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. When you see something, say something. It's not just a slogan. Now, at the end of the day, who all on that board thinks that they're doing a good job? Cassandra, are you guys doing a good job as a whole?
We can't hear. I am the assessor for the township. In the assessor's office. This is Tyrone Isom.
Gotcha.
Just so you know, you can make your statement and move on.
I got you. Okay, so basically the question wasn't answered. We know what our standard used to be. It's not the same, and we all know what we need to do now. Is that correct? Is everybody here registered to vote? Okay, so at the end of the day, make sure everybody has their voter registration card. All this back and forth on the media, you ain't going nowhere. Election day is where we make the change.
Thank you.
Sal, it wasn't a soul living on this earth or not living on this earth that Don Court did not talk about. Frank Zuccarelli, rest in peace. He just was talking about the standards that they used to have as a Z team. He called out Miss Darlene Gray Everett. He called out Peppy. Peppy is the highway commissioner. And please know, I'm sure he knows them well, as he's been there 20 years and they have won election after election. He left no stone unturned, but he asked a question. He just asked a question. Do you think you're doing a good job? And because it was public comment, it was not supposed to be an answer. You guys, let me know what you think about this. Let me know your thoughts. Is it time for just a whole new team? What is going on? This is very confusing and very messy. When you think about it, I just hope everyone could get it together. I know that's wishful thinking, but come on, guys, it has to be better. If you see something, say something. As always, take care of yourself and each other. Bye. Of this city. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But finally, we saw where Rutgers Lounge was going to be. Now, back, do I want to go this way for these speed? Y'all, I'm on Village Hall, but wait, this is what I mean by it being nerve-wracking. Let me come up here and see. I'm going to try to roll my window up. The police is out here. And I'm going to see, it's a guy doing content. See, it don't be no, I don't want to say. It's, hey, I'm a resident. I'm vlogging too. Is it gonna be a village board meeting? Did you find out?
I was told, I asked, and they told me that there wasn't. There was supposed to be one today, right?
Yeah.
At 6:30, they told me no, but they could have been lying. They called the police on me.
I see the police out here. It's okay if I film you?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in public. Yeah, no. I'm an investigative journalist. I came here from Long Island, New York, and I'm working on a story for Tiffany Henry. You're a resident of Dolton?
I'm a former resident of Dolton, but I have family out here, and I'm a YouTuber.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm
Very
a
nice.
YouTuber. Okay.
What's the YouTube channel called?
It's called Burgundy Blue Commentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
Burgundy Blue Commentary.
Burgundy Blue Commentary.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm just doing, but I'm not, I'm just, what I'm doing, I just want to see if it's going to be a village board meeting, and I'm doing both sides of the story as a former Daltonite, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I went to school out here and everything, but I
Okay.
saw the police, and I was actually going to pay my water bill, but I'm going to get up out of here now, all right? What's your name?
My name is Sean. My YouTube channel is Long Island Audit.
All right, good luck
Check it
out
out.
here. Good luck.
Thanks.
Hey y'all, good morning. Man, memories, right? If you've been with me for the long haul, put a 1 in the chat. Well, the long haul could be since I started talking about Dolton. A lot of you guys have been around for reality TV, which I have not gotten back to. I'm so sorry. We're going to do that on another channel because I realized something, guys. And thumbs up the video if you're in here. I appreciate you for being here. Do you guys know, let's start there. Good morning, everybody. But let's go in reverse. Like if you've been with me since we covered the Dolton situation, put a 1 in the chat. I find it's so funny. It's so funny because thank you, Miss T. I appreciate it. It's so funny because now that I look back on this, I'm going to disclose that with you, but let's start with that Long Island video. When I ran into Long Island Auditor, I didn't know what auditing was. And if you look at me in this video, well, you can't see me, but I was flip-flopping. Like, I'm a resident. I was scared. I was so scared because I was scared, if you guys been with me since the beginning, to cover Dolton because I was scared of any backlash. I was scared, making sure I would protect my family, things like that. And I was so fearful. I just sat in the background and never covered Dolton, even though I saw other people doing it. I just was scared to, right? But my goal is to always give both sides of the story. And we got to get back to that goal, both sides of the story, right? So when I met Sean from Long Island Audit, you guys, side note, Mr. Barkley from Thornbridge would be very disappointed in my grammar, because I was just listening to my grammar, and sometimes, like, you ever have relaxed slang? Like I'm not even, I was looking at my text message. I was texting a friend the other day. I was like, I don't even care about punctuation and run-on sentences anymore. I said, I got to get my life together. I'm just whatever. You'll figure it out. So, but I was noticing my, how I was acting when I saw Long Island Audit. Number one, the key to that video was I didn't know if it was okay for me to record him and not have his permission. And he told me it's okay to record me. We're in public. And also, yeah, I did, Truska. I was like, I'm a former. I was scared. I was like, I don't know who he is. And he was recording my car. I'm like, I don't know who he is. I was scared. Former resident, Daltonite, whatever. I was just like, okay. So I was totally scared. Not of him, but just, giving up that kind of information right away with someone I didn't meet. Like, okay, if you find me, I'm sort of out here, but I'm not really out here. You know what I mean? But that's the thing about the internet and life. You know your own business, and that's it, right? So, you guys, when we get down to it, I was scared to even film anybody. I was also scared when I saw the police pulled up. And when I say scared, I don't mean in fear. I mean, like, you ever been like, I just don't want to be involved in any of this, so I'm on my way. That's all it was. Pretty interesting to see how things, we're going to do more of that, how things formulated, where I finally got the courage to go to board meetings and film. I had already been to board meetings. I had already been to tea with the trustees before. I had already been to that stuff. I had never been to a secret squirrel meeting before I started vlogging, because it wasn't nothing like this. I'm horrible, Truska. I'm not mad at, I said, yeah, I'm a former dog night, and I'm just here to pay my water. I was scared. And when you get down to it, being in here, doing what I'm doing, and living where I'm living. And now it's to the point where, it's like weird to see people. I'm in a position a lot of other people are in now, right? So it's weird to see people bring me up or stuff like that. I remember talking to Stephanie Wiederman when we had that live chat, and it was she, Gardis, Big Mike. It was epic, right? And we had this live chat, and one thing she said, it's so weird for people to talk about me. And I was like, yeah, I guess that do have to be weird. Hey, Regina, it has to be weird, right? It was just surreal. It was surreal. Now to experience this, it's very weird that all of this is happening. And hey, Lar, in little old Dolton. I think it's scary. So you have this whole aspect of you're covering Dolton. You have roots in Dolton. You live in Dolton. Now, it's just all that. And then you're like, man, I don't want people to, think I'm, it's always been both sides of the story for me. It's just always been both sides. I remember going live, and remember when we first had Succeeded, and she said, it's only black and white. It's no gray area. You can't live in the gray area. Well, I sort of live in that gray area because I could see both sides of the story. That's the thing. I could see the past of Dolton. I could see the current situation of Dolton. And as I always tell you guys, I'm not the end all be all of Dolton. It's not anything like that. Growing up here, I remember when Menards wasn't here, and Menards ended up being one of my first jobs. Not my first job. My first job was Taco Bell. Fast food was not for me. But I remember doing store setup at Menards. That was one of my first jobs in high school. You know what I mean? So coming out of high school, I think that was the year we were graduating. Before Menards was there, that was our which I'm talking about Menards, like you guys know where it is. But Menards is in Dolton. It's our big store. That's a lot of income comes, tax paying money comes through there. That lands on Lincoln and I say Lincoln and Dorchester, but it's really Lincoln and Sibley, but Lincoln and Dorchester is what we say. It's on the corner of Lincoln Avenue and Dorchester Avenue. I remember that me and my friends would go over there and we'll ride the bike trails. And that's when we go to, now that is like the late 80s, early 90s, right? Now we're in, fast forward, we heard from the Park District, we heard from Stephanie Wiedemann that they're going to make Blackstone Park with these life size chess pieces, and that's the goal, right? And the bike trail is coming back. So all of us who remember that, and hopefully we can still use our knees and get on the bike, right? We can ride this bike trail. So it's really interesting just to see everything. And then I get to see the perspective of what's reported on the news and like the mainstream news and what I actually saw. So it's a very interesting position to be in. I'm gonna share something. I was talking to Della. She put a comment. We weren't talking, but she put a comment. She was like, when I was upset, she was like, well, reality TV audience is a lot different than a political audience. You guys, I didn't even think about this being a political audience. You know that? I didn't think about that. I know that sounds weird. I was like, oh, I'm just talking about where I grew up. I'm just talking about Dolton. Dolton is all of 3 blocks. You make a left, you make another left, and you make a right, and you're gonna end up in the center. So I felt like I was just talking about that. Telling you how to get around the railroad tracks. You know, I never thought this was, you know, of course we're talking about Tiffany and the board and all that. I never thought, to wrap it up, that I'm actually talking about politics at the same time. So that I appreciate Della for putting that out there, because I was like, oh my God, I am talking I guess, you know, okay, that opened my eyes. And that's the best thing. I appreciate you guys, because sometimes you could always email me. Hey, Miss T, everybody just entered. Regina, Lar, what's up? Thank you for upgrading your membership, Lar. Truska, thank you, everybody. We always say remember, we have freedom over here. I'm not the end all, begin all. I'm not the one that knows it all. This is just what I know through my eyes. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the Markham mayor. I thought that was quite interesting. What he had to say next. It's interesting. Let me read a couple of comments and we're gonna go to the Markham mayor. Y'all hit the like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I think that's all I wanted to say. I thought that was quite funny. And then I thought, like, my interaction with Long Island, then meeting Tyrant Terminator. I'm really interested in the auditing world. I'm like, this is kind of interesting because I went to a public building yesterday. I was at a public building yesterday. This building has been audited that I was at. They were so rude. I mean, it was a public building. They were totally rude. And I was like, wow, like, you got audited. Y'all ain't calmed down yet. That's all I was thinking. Like, y'all ain't calmed down yet, because I saw your audit, right? But when I think about it, it's like the auditors are needed, because a lot of people don't understand what's public service, what's not public service, right? Like, I went to do something, and I went to purchase something, right? And it was a public building, and they closed at 6, and I got up there at 5:30, and they said, well, you're gonna have to come back tomorrow. And I said, well, you close at 6. And they were like, well, we closed our register down. We shut our register down at 5:30. Now it was something I needed for that day. And I was like, but why would you shut your registers down and you close at 6? And it was just something simple. And I got to give you money. This is money for you. And I was like, man, like, and they were just, it was about 5 ladies just back there, like, I'm ready to go. I don't care what you're trying to pay. I don't care what your deadline is. We're ready to go. And I was like, man, I'm just a regular person. So when the auditors come in there and they do audit, when they audit, they're really fighting for us. Now, I don't believe in the agitation of certain things, like certain auditors I see when they could maybe make the situation worse. But I love Long Island Audit, and I love Tyrant Terminator audits. I love Tyrant Terminator because he's in Illinois, and it's kind of interesting. Like, he's kind of funny when he does it. And then like Long Island, if he finds a audit situation, he gives back. So I didn't know about like certain rights that we have, even though I do know about the rights. It's like, I'm one of those people, if you say no filming in here and you have the sign up, I just don't film in there. It's like, if that's your rule for the building, that's it. Now to find out that you can surpass that rule, like, I'm not a pushback person. It's just like, hey, oh, you cutting off after 50 people? Fine. If that's your rule, you trying to keep your job, I don't want any problems. That's just how I am. I'm not like that. But fighting for rights is what they're doing right now, and I think that's interesting. I'm learning. We have to stand up for our rights. That's a lot of things that are that's being shown now in Dolton. We talk about Thornton Township. I had no idea what Thornton Township offered. I understand what people say about Tiffany Henyard when she's like, oh, well, she's saying we do all that, but they've been doing that. I'm only one person. I'm just saying, I've talked to a couple of people in the same area I grew up in. We didn't know all that stuff was offered because, again, I say Frank Zuccarelli was not coming to Dolton to throw any events, to give away any turkeys, or to tell us that, hey, if your loved one passed away, you could get assistance with that. If this happened, you could get what's the other thing? The ZAP. We knew it was available. We didn't. It wasn't like it was pushed in the community like it is now. Now, one thing Frank did do, I'm not gonna lie, he did those senior lunches and the pickups. I used to see that in the community a lot, where people would could drive around and get to their eye appointment, get to their doctor. I did see that. I saw the Frank Zuccarelli bus go around for that, but he wasn't pinpointing. He wasn't going hard in like Dolton, Harvey. I'm gonna put Phoenix in there. He wasn't going hard for those areas. Tiffany, it's so sad that this is happening, that the mayor is a supervisor, and that this is a controversy, because we now get the perks that maybe the South Holland residents got, because Frank lived in South Holland, I believe. And he put on for his city, right? So now we got Tiffany over in Dolton as the mayor and the supervisor. So she, like, remember when she got appointed, she was like, man, I came here to beg for Dolton, for whoever's going to be the next supervisor, to get some resources in Dolton as the mayor. It's so sad that things are going the way it's going, because Dolton really could reap the benefits of the township. And then it's also doubly sad for the other 16 municipalities or to be locked in a controversy, because if they support the super mayor, it's one thing. If they don't support her, it's another thing. They don't want to attend anything. And I'm speaking of some of the constituents, because she's under controversy. If they attend, they're on her side. If they don't attend, they're missing out. It's just a lot. It's a lot. Yep, we're gonna talk about what the governor said too. I have just went down, Gardens. I went down a Markham rabbit hole as well. I knew nothing about Markham other than the courthouse is there, and you could go there. And what was that? Was that the Canterbury Mall over there? And no, that's Dixmoor. I said the meat market is over there. That's Dixmoor. I knew nothing about Markham like that. Like, oh, the skating rink is over there. Ooh, AP Deli is over there. Or is AP Deli corned beef? Is that Harvey or Markham? But we got Markham skating rink over there. And I heard, and y'all know we talk about food. We get our food. I heard it was a good pizza place over there that don't sell pork sausage on your pizza. They got like turkey and vegan sausage pizzas. But anyway, that's what I heard. I don't know much about Markham. And when we went to the rally that Miss Mary had, I met some people from Markham, and it kind of brought me down that rabbit hole. But I think it's very interesting. Tiffany is so wild that a lot of eyes got drawn into Dolton. If I was a resident, I'd be paranoid all the time. Who knows what type of people get invested into this drama? Yeah, I think the thing about Dolton is, and like I said, it's just my perspective and a couple of people we talk about it that live here. It's still a real place with real people. You know what I mean? It's not like this is fake people. You know what I mean? I know people don't think that, but it's not like a reality show. This is real people, real lives, real businesses. Like one thing that the mayor would say, like when all of this is over, we still got to walk in Walgreens. We got one Walgreens, and we got one. Well, we got more than one grocery store, but we got one main grocery store, which is the Food for Less, aka the Kroger. But we got like another little grocery store that sits off on the other side of Dolton, 154th side of Dolton, Almar Plaza. When we do have to all see each other. I was in Walgreens the other day, and people were like, "Oh, Burgundy," it was interesting. Not like I did not know that was your channel. They knew who I was, but they didn't know I was the voice. You'll see a lot of those comments on my channel. People will be like, I did not know that was you that was on the channel. So it's really interesting. So I was in Walgreens the other day. I saw some people, we chat, and that's the same thing. Like we'll still chat because we're still neighbors. So that's what Tiffany is saying. Like, I don't know. I don't know where Tiffany live. I don't know where nobody live. Okay. But you still got to run into each other. If you shop out here. And it's not, I wouldn't say be paranoid. That's a bad feeling to have any kind of paranoia. So I'm not saying you saying that, Truska. It's just a bad feeling for anybody to have to. I don't want anybody to have to live somewhere. And yes, this trickles over to Dolton. This trickles over to Calumet City and Riverdale and poor South Holland. Like, we ain't want none of this. We're the good people. We're the Christian holy town. We didn't want any of this. Harvey is like, "Nuck if you buck, come on through." Thornton is out there by itself, minding their business, and that's the city of Thornton. Blue Island is like, we far enough where we ain't gotta be touched. And Homewood is like, well, we only got a small part. We only got a little snippet of our town in there. So yeah, it does trickle over. So I feel bad for a lot of people. You just have to it's kind of just Dolton has turned it into it's like a whole character of different people, and it's very different. Okay, let's go. I agree. Tyrant Terminator doesn't back down. I learned so much from all you guys. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to talk about the governors. Yeah, the Illinois governor said something about Tiffany. He said basically, we'll play that too. He said basically he's not going to get involved because he said the feds are here. The feds are here. So why would he send, I'm making this in layman's term, why would he send his people? And that's the state of Illinois governor. He says, but what he'll do is if someone called for him or if he's needed, you know, if the authorities say he's needed, he doesn't mind. But basically, everybody's tripping over everybody. Like the feds are here, let them do their job. And now Lightfoot has been the override has been the veto has been overrid. So now Lightfoot back. So now you throw JB up in there. That's our governor, JB Pritzker. You just throw him up in there. It's just everybody up in here. Now, I know a lot of people that follow the Dolton story don't live in Illinois, possibly, or don't know about Dolton internally, right? So when what I want to say, look up Ford Heights. Look up Ford Heights when y'all have time. You know, look up a map of Dolton as well, and look up like the surrounding little suburbs that surround us. We're right outside of Chicago, right? An exit or two away. We're 10 minutes to Indiana state line, if that. Just look up what we're what's surrounding Dolton. Dolton is a great place land wise. The location, you cannot beat the location. You're 20 minutes away from downtown, 20 minutes away from Maryville. You know, you're just in the middle of everything. You could get it. It's so fast. So just look it up when you have time. Pearls Pink, what's up? Hey, Firm, on the way to 100K, Firm. Thanks for being here. Alana. Yeah, Miss T. It's very interesting. Truska say only took you 3 years. Yeah, it's interesting. Firm. Thanks, Laura. Rose. Oh yeah, Regina got a point. I think governor said something because he was signing the bill that won't let officials try to reduce pay if not reelected. Yes, very much true. We're talking about Markham again. Garda says most of their village is part of Bremen Township. Thornton Township only falls on the east part of Markham past 294 all the way to Park Boulevard. You know what? That's very true. Like it's so funny when I see these other towns. They're like, well, we only are a little bit in Thornton. It's so funny, Thornton Township. Laura, you're gonna have to tell me about it. Was it during the time you worked for the government? Laura says, FYI, I have been to Dalton before. I did not realize it until last week. It used to be a lot going on in Dalton back in the day. What's up, Christopher? Thanks for being here. I think they have learned a lesson with Long Island artists going up there and doing what he does. That I don't think they need any more of us. More Long Island did come up. Hey, Mark Jackson. Firm is at 99,891 subs. You just need a few to go. Y'all, if you're not subscribed, let's get him to 100K. I know I'm just a small channel, but that would be great if we see him live with his plaque. That would just be such a good feeling. Okay. Why was Kamal and that big guy? Oh, Keith Price. Okay. How do I put it? I don't know. I saw that. I think that's like the wrong place to put them. I'm gonna be honest. Pearls Pink said, why was Kamal and the big guy, that's Keith Price, sitting with all those people's files? I feel like that was the wrong place to let them sit, actually. Okay, so back in the day, Village Hall was the municipal building, which we always talk about, looked like the Christmas at Gremlins when the Gremlins came to the mayor's house and she went up that little staircase in her chair and her little chair against the wall and went out the window. It was just old. That building was so old, of course, right? Built in the 1800s. And it was just no redoing it. So when they opened the new Village Hall, I was shocked to see that the board meetings are also in the same area as the water department, housing department. I thought it was good that everybody was back in the day in the municipal building. Housing was upstairs, water department was downstairs, mayor's office was in the back, legal was in the back. Car stickers were on the side in the front windows, and then where we had our board meetings, and like tickets, if you got a ticket for your car or some court, it had its own separate space that was just for board meetings and court. It was its own separate space. I think that maybe the building across the street or whatever should hold just the fact that we can't have occupancy set in stone. I think that we should have a separate area for board meetings and court. Now, at the old building, they still have court. Why we don't have the board meetings there? You know, we should have the board meetings there. The old municipal building, the side of the building, you still have court. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why the residents, all of us are in there at any given time. We can't go in there and walk in because they locked us out, but we could go in there through metal detectors and all of that for the board meetings. It's just weird. So I think that it should be separate. Now, should they be behind that counter? No. It's nowhere else for them to go, but maybe the back behind the mayor, in the back offices or downstairs. But I don't understand why they're back there either. Like that's just a bad look. So I agree with you, Pearls Pink. I don't think that's a good look at all, especially when Kamal, Keith Price. First of all, I could see if I wanted to play devil's advocate, they work for Thornton Township, right? Dots work for nobody. So why was he back there? He don't even work for the township, right? So he definitely, that's Michael A. Smith. He doesn't need to be back there for sure. And hopefully everything's locked up and secure. It looked like the computers are off, but yeah, that was a bad look to have them back there. They need to be somewhere else. But I think that's her support system. So that's why she has them over there. But it has to be somebody saying like, hey, we have to make sure the optics are right. They do not need to be back there. This is confidential people information. I don't even know whose desk they were at. They could have been at the bill. It looked like Miss Kim area, like the code enforcement area. Because the water department is across the street, and then you have across the lot, not the street. And then you have the housing department a little bit towards the front. So it looked like they were almost in the code enforcement seat. And that's not right. You know what I mean? Somebody paperwork come up missing, something happened. That's not right. I agree. Yeah, it's a lot of that. Yeah. It's a lot of that. It's a bad look. It's a bad look to have them out there. You know what I mean? What's up, late night crew? Thanks for being here. What's up, Herbs? Orbs. Look, I guess it was late night crew that Orbs came up. Hey, Orbs, thanks for being here. Okay, Lar. Okay. Can I get a day or two? I'll probably do a link another day. Dia, thank you so much. I would love to talk to you. Dieva, thanks for being here. Okay. So I'm not gonna be on here this long. See, I'm always gonna be 100% with y'all. I'm a little biased when it comes to that. So do you guys think that like Indigo? I appreciate this. We always got the chat going. Do you think that's what started? See, I was there, so it's a little different. I'm just like, when I'm hearing what's happening, I'm looking at what's happening. I got three different areas of what's happening, and I'm just like, do y'all really think that Keith Price was using a password to go in there and look at somebody's water bill? It's like, it's kind of weird. I'm not saying you're weird. I'm saying that's weird. Not, that, that's what I wasn't trying to say that. See, Gardis, you get me in trouble. I'm just like, I'm like, did they really see? Like, I didn't see the computer on, but what do you think that Keith Price, like, if you say they saw them looking at, who was looking at the computer? Because I'm not calling you wrong or anything. I'm just asking. So if they were looking at the computer, they have access. They in there before we could even get in there. Hell, they in there all night, all morning. They in there all night, all morning. I'm being real, Indigo. They go in and out. They're in there. Them the mayor's boys, right? Do you really think they're gonna wait until a board meeting? You think they're gonna wait until a board meeting when cameras are there and residents are there and say, "Hey, now's our time, guys. Let's log into this computer and start going through people personal information." When they got access to it the whole time, they got carte blanche all the time. They didn't have to wait for this moment. I think they basically was sitting back there. That's it. Now, if they were playing solitaire on the computer, I don't know. If they was over there on Temu, I don't know. But I'm saying, do y'all really think? I think that sometimes things get hyped up sometimes, and I'm not pointing at you, Indigo. I'm just saying, do you really think that Kamal and Keith Price, and I'm not taking up for them, they shouldn't have been sitting there, waited into the news cameras, the board meeting, and said, "Okay, guys, now we can go in here and mess stuff up because now we have access to the village hall"? Or do you think they could go in there all the time? She said maybe they're just playing poker. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just saying. Hey, Reality Check TV, Chicago. What's up? We at the chat. I almost made it. Look, y'all, almost made it through a show with no phone call. Hold on one second. All right. Remember we was talking about schedule and I was trying to carve out my schedule and get a better. I tried, y'all. I was like, let me put my phone on do not disturb. Child, the call. They said we're gonna call 3-4 times till you come to your answer. Okay. So let's continue. Chris, we're not even being funny. Chris said, correct me if I'm wrong. They have sat there before other meetings. I don't know, because they are able to sit where they want to. I can't even make this up. We don't see them go in. We don't see where they park. I don't know if somebody got a cot in the back and they just wake up and we don't know if they got, we don't know anything. I'm being honest, but we know they in there. We know they're in there. You know what I mean? And that's what just gets tricky. Like, okay, let's take it off the mayor. Keith Price, he's an alderman, right? He's an alderman and he's working for Thornton Township. And it seems like he already has his roots set in the political. He knows what's going on politically, right? He seems like he knows more than even the super mayor when it comes to politics, in my opinion. He know it's a bad look for them to sit back there, and he still did it. So I don't know, right? Hey, Nisha. Hey. Scott Johnson. Hey, everybody. Garda says yes. Thank you, Commander Alpha Turkey. Have a great day. Yeah, they sat there before. Yeah, so I mean, even he know it's a bad look, but he sat there. So let's get back to the Markham thing, y'all. Oh, y'all already know what happened. I just started talking. It's 55 minutes in. Hit the like button. I got a long day today, so I won't be on here long.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
I got long-winded, y'all. Let's get into this article with the Markham mayor, right? Because things will start trickling down. Now, I'm not going to even speak on it, because I think sometimes people think when you speak on stuff, you're picking a side, but I am speaking on it. I said I wasn't. But I think sometimes the headlines get things a little wrong and it changes. Now, I'm not speaking on the Markham thing, but I just pulled up this Markham article, and it's people like angry mob breaks out in Dalton. It was not. I'm just sitting over there like, okay, all right, okay. I'm learning as I go. Like I always tell y'all, I'm learning this situation about how things work in media and politics as I go. YouTube as I go. Like this is very, very different. This is very different. All the things I'm learning as we go along. Okay. Hey, Jennifer. Like, let's go ahead to let's say, let's go hit the like button. Let's go ahead. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's go ahead and share what's going on over here. It's almost like seeing this situation and being there, seeing it, talking to the people that were there. It's like, because we were still, if you follow me at any of the board meetings I covered, I never go inside. I'd rather stay outside, talk to the locals. I'll let y'all know how's it going, what's the focus, if we can get in, if we can't get in. But we always stay outside because I don't like to be, that place is a office. I don't like to be in tight spaces. Now, if you notice, if it's the secret squirrel meeting or if it's Thornton Township, of course, we got room to breathe. We're able to go outside, inside, sit where we want to sit. I'll go in there. But claustrophobia at the Dolton thing and not knowing what's happening behind my back, stuff like that, I don't like that. Or, I don't like that. The metal detectors, locking the door when I go in there, locking the door behind me. I'm not that type of, no, I don't like that. I like to know where I'm at all times. All right, let's go. Hey, Donna Kay. Big Bull. Choose compassion. What's up, baby? All right, let's give everybody who I missed, thank you for being here. Let's go ahead to the next one. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate you. Let's see what the Mayor Markham has to say. Like this whole thing, I'm not trying to laugh because this is not funny. It was actually, it's kind of, it's like one of those nervous laughs because it's kind of just to see Keith Price is over there sitting behind the window. Just a bad look. What is that? What's that sign? Licensing? I think that's where he's at. So that might be for when you get your business license or something. I'm looking at the thing at the top. The people, the police, the people running towards him. Now I agree. I heard a couple of people say Chief Lacey probably needs to sit in the capacity of a chief. I don't know if that's just his energy or whatever, but why does he get up? He should be sitting up there and letting the officers. Well, I don't know. I'm not an officer. Is that one of those things like the Marines leave no man behind or something like that? Lara, are you here? Maybe you could tell me, because I don't understand why Lacey gets up and gets involved, because he's already gave the directives to everybody else. Nobody's up there with the mayor while everybody's down here with the chaos. And I thought we were supposed to, Lori Lightfoot got her bodyguard. I thought somebody was supposed to protect the mayor as well. But everybody's involved in this right here. So yeah, if you ask like why I don't really, I've never went inside the board meetings ever, as long as I covered it. I stay outside. I don't know what's gonna happen. And I do not run to the face of danger. If I know it's dangerous. It's not dangerous in there though. I don't want y'all to think that. It's not dangerous. It's just a lot of people agitated. Okay, let's go. Let's go ahead and hit this right now. And thank you.
Just a few days ago, this was the chaotic scene in Dolton. Embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard ending a meeting.
Oh, that's where the gold mic went. Remember we were wondering where the gold mic went? The gold mic left Thornton Township and went over to Dolton. Okay. We were like, remember we were sitting up there like, what happened to the gold microphone? Y'all, it got on the L train, and it got on the Pace bus rather. It left the Harvey hub. It left Thornton Township 364, went to downtown Harvey. Then it got off on Sibley and Woodline and walked down to Village Hall. It came. The gold mic arrived. It was transported in the top. We thought the gold mic was gone. Hey Kendra, thank you for everything, Kendra. I appreciate you. Thank you. I wanted to say thank you. I didn't know how any other way, but just now. Thank you everybody. Hit that like button, guys. You guys, the gold mic, it made it. Co-mingling equipment. Y'all know I like a good fashion. I probably would have just to coordinate my earrings. I would have had the gold mic there too. All right, y'all, let's see what else.
Meeting after these heated confrontations. And it's all over investigations into her spending. Being the mayor of Dolton isn't her only job.
CBS 2 is always investigating. Our Jermont Terry is live with the other south suburbs feeling the effects. Jermont.
Joe and Erica, the city of Markham is one of 17 municipalities sitting in Thornton Township. And the mayor here says he felt compelled to speak about the cloud hanging over the supervisor, Tiffany Henyard, because he insists Henyard is trying to paint Markham in a bad light for her benefit.
Oh, she did say something about Markham, and she did say something about Markham in the meeting. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's interesting. I would like to see, and this is me asking too much, but more support from the other suburbs for Dolton, like a little more support, but I know they got their own stuff to worry about, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was just a bad look for Dolton. Like, we almost left that meeting with no problem. It was just nothing going on, peaceful outside. Everybody was calm. Then all of a sudden that happened, and that's the clip that the news gave. But everybody's phones are out now. It's really interesting to see that everyone's phones are out. I think a good thing that I do see people talking about their rights. I do see that to be a good thing, that has been brought to the forefront.
There's no doubt homeowners in the south suburbs saw an increase in their property taxes. Markham is no exception.
We didn't do anything out of the norms with our levies.
Mayor Roger Ekpawa is speaking out about the 1.6% increase in Markham's tax levy. But he says last month, Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, who is also the embattled Dolton mayor, led residents to believe the levy was excessive, prompting Markham residents to filter their confusion.
They've been questioned about what's going on with at Thornton Township, and what's happening with their taxes. Is there something they need to be concerned about? Why was that brought up? Why was it brought up in that light or in that vein? And I think it was so she can maybe justify why she wants to double down on her budget over there.
Cities can increase levies under 5% without making it public. Yet Akpawa says Hinyard polarized Markham's levy, making it appear the city was hiding something.
We were drawn into this. We didn't ask to be here.
At Wednesday night city council, the mayor made it clear Markham will not subscribe to the nonsense. And with all Hinyard has going on at the township and Dolton Village Hall, he says her credibility is questionable.
Are you questioning the spending in Thornton Township at this moment, sir?
I'm not confident with it, that's for sure.
He adds the circus going on in Dolton is a disgrace and is spilling over into the 17 communities making up Thornton Township.
Here's the thing, everybody can't be wrong. You know, you can't have all these people saying what they say. We'd like to see the township do better as well, and we want to encourage that.
Now, Markham's mayor is calling for other municipalities to speak out against Tiffany Hinyard, who is the supervisor as well. Reporting live in Markham tonight.
Okay, so this is where we are, as a community, y'all always help me out. So if you need me to replay it, let me know. Did he answer the question? I'm just asking. Did he really answer the question? Like, when she brought up that Markham increased taxes and stuff at the Thornton Township meeting, you know, next slide, next slide. He went to the chaos and what he said won't be trickling over in Markham. And people are asking him, should they worry about, you know, their taxes? Did he answer the question or did I miss it? Did he answer, was the taxes raised? Did you, I'm gonna probably play it one more time. He's like, I didn't ask to be drawn into this. She just played a slide on with the records of all the towns, all their, you know what I mean? Did you see anything? Because I understand that taxes sometimes have to be raised, and another thing about Dolton, we don't have like the best chamber of, I don't even think we got a chamber of commerce anymore. Like Homewood, all the stuff they're opening up, all the big box stores and restaurants. Lansing got 4 restaurants they're opening up this year. We don't have anything like that. So they use the property taxes, and I think that's kind of sucks because our school systems is at a low level. Nothing is new. We don't have any new things other than that building, that 5-story building they're building over there off the expressway. That's the newest thing we have. We got the skating rink, but we don't have anything new, nothing refreshing, nothing like Lansing has a Chick-fil-A coming. Like, that's huge, you know. That's going to bring huge money into the community. I'm just wondering, did he answer? Yeah, that's what I'm like. Did he lie? He's like, well, we're not gonna, let's play that one more time. Cause she said something about the taxes, and he's like, no, I don't want it's trickling to my community. Did you answer?
Just a few days ago, this was the chaotic scene in Dolton. Embattled Mayor Tiffany Hinyard ending a meeting after these heated confrontations. And it's all over investigations into her spending. Being the mayor of Dolton isn't her only job.
CBS 2 is always investigating. Our Jermont Terry is live with the other South suburbs feeling the effects. Jermont?
Joe and Erica, the city of Markham is one of 17 municipalities sitting in Thornton Township. And the mayor here says he felt compelled to speak about the cloud hanging over the supervisor, Tiffany Hinyard, because he insists Hinyard is trying to paint Markham in a bad light for her benefit. There's no doubt homeowners in the south suburbs saw an increase in their property taxes. Markham is no exception.
We didn't do anything out of the norms with our levies.
Mayor Roger Akpawa is speaking out about the 1.6% increase in Markham's tax levy. But he says last month, Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Hinyard, who is also the embattled Dolton mayor, led residents to believe the levy was excessive, prompting Markham residents to filter the confusion.
They've been questioned about what's going on with at Thornton Township, and what's happening with their taxes. Is there something they need to be concerned about? Why was that brought up? Why was it brought up in that light or in that vein? And I think it was so she can maybe justify why she wants to double down on her budget over there.
Cities can increase levies under 5% without making it public. Yet Ipawa says Hilliard polarized Markham's levy.
Okay, so did you hear that? They can increase it without making it public, right? That's interesting. Under if it's under 5%, so he went 1.6%, and then Tiffany basically made it public. Wow. If I'm understanding that right. So
making it appear the city was hiding something.
We were drawn into this. We didn't ask to be here.
At Wednesday night city council, the mayor made it clear Markham will not subscribe to the nonsense. And with all Hilliard has going on at the township and Dolton Village Hall, he says her credibility is questionable.
Are you questioning the spending in Thornton Township at this moment, sir?
I'm not confident with it, that's for sure.
He adds the circus going on in Dolton is a disgrace and is spilling over into the 17 communities making up Thornton Township.
Here's the thing, everybody can't be wrong. You know, you can't have all these people saying what they say. We'd like to see the township do better as well, and we want to encourage that.
Now, Markham's mayor is calling for other municipalities to speak out against Tiffany Hilliard, who is the supervisor as well. Reporting live in Markham tonight.
Again, somebody put in the comments 3 years later. 3 years later. Okay, so this is my thing. She made it public. She was saying, so I guess she made it at the Thornton Town when she was like, next slide. We ain't gonna play that today. She went over all this, and the taxes were raised. But as we heard from the news, though, they can be raised slightly as long as without people knowing publicly, but they don't have to publicly announce it. If it's under a certain percent. So now it's like everybody speak out. I think if you did raise the taxes and it was raised up, just go ahead and explain to people why it was. You know what I mean? Like, even if Tiffany used it as a political situation, like, well, they raised your taxes. Now it went from 4.9 to 6.5. We're sitting up here like, ooh, that is a big jump, right? But obviously the residents of Markham did not know it was a raise at all. So I'm just asking, is it wrong? You know, I'm just asking how y'all feel about it, because it was a raise. So now it's like, oh, we're not going to be drugged into this. It was a raise in taxes, though, you know? And that's where it come in research. Now, was it a deflection on what she had going on? Probably. But was it a raise in taxes? And now the citizens of Markham know, and now they're asking you about it. It has nothing to do with Keith Price. The raise in taxes in Markham have nothing to do with Keith Price sitting there at the village board meeting and Mr. Lee about to whoop his buns. It has nothing to do with that. The taxes were raised, right? So that's it, y'all. I want to go over that. Let's see what the governor had to say. You guys, can I ask a question? Do you guys think, I know a lot of the things is the 2 seats, right? Do you think that Tiffany might have had all of this trouble if she would have gave up one of her seats? Like if she would have went ahead and just gave up her Dalton seat, do you think she would have had this trouble? Just asking. Would it have been this big of a deal if she would have just gave up one of her seats? Firm says nope, she is still corrupt. We talk about Markham. I think it should be made known to all residents just as a courtesy and to promote transparency. I agree. She said, I think it was her mouth that got her into trouble. Potato Gaming. Okay. Hey, Potato. Yeah, I don't know. Because we got some of those. Maybe she could have put more energy in just being a good supervisor. But one seat was earned, right? Was voted in. While the other seat was appointed. And I think a lot of times we forget about that appointment seat of the supervisor because it took them 3 months was that 90 days, I believe, and if Gardis is in here, he could correct me if I'm wrong, or anybody from Thornton Township. It took about 90 days for them to say, hey, we're gonna to the last 7 minutes. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. The fortnight for them to come up with who would be the supervisor. And nobody on the board would. Just think, it's a board of people: Chris Gonzalez, Darlene, Miss Joyce, recipes. Then you have Peppy. I don't think he qualified. He could have been supervisor. And then you have our assessor Cassandra. She already was holding a seat, but y'all decided Tiffany Henyard was the way to go. So what, you couldn't even decide amongst yourselves? So I'm just wondering, like, what is going on? Yeah, she could. The liquor license come with. I agree with this. She could have prevented all this mess and gave them the receipts when she was first asked. Her pride is her biggest downfall. I could see that too. Like, what's the problem with giving the receipts? Like, I always try to look at both sides. What is really the problem with giving the receipts? I wouldn't want to be in control of everything. That's just too much. I would rather to have multiple people involved in financial decisions when it came to the village. But you guys know how I feel about it. I feel like, and this is just my thoughts. Allegedly, I think that it was just like, no. Like, everything she wanted to do was no. I was listening. Like, she wanted the pool, right? She wanted the pool to be back up. I think that's wonderful. So I say I'm biased when it comes to stuff. I think it's wonderful to have the pool. I remember growing up in Dolton and we had the Dolton pool. So she wants to bring that pool back, right? And we used to pay to get into the pool, and we had sprinklers and all that cute stuff. I could see that, but then I also could see when trustee brought up, well, what's the insurance on the pool? I don't think that she looks deep down at certain things. You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, let's get the pool running, but I could be wrong. Or let's get the ice skating rink going. But what happens if somebody hurts themselves on the ice skating rink? What's the insurance of the ice skating rink? Can we afford it? Things of that nature. You know what I mean? I think it's great for the community, but then if a water main break, we can't fix it. You know what I mean? So, but then again, like I said, I'm biased. Do I want it in an administration where we had nothing? We had nothing but a waterfall by the railroad tracks. It was nothing else. No basketball courts were open and decorative and well lit up, but we can't afford it. You know what I mean? So are we going to just sit years after years not having nothing for the youth? I feel like that's what she was probably thinking. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And that sucked. Now that's right. Lucille said, well, she got the ice skating rink and you see she's only allowed to use it. Is it really for the residents? Now we're going to go back to, I agree. Go back to the insurance. Go back to how it's income for the village. Go back. So she seems like she's putting the plan in place. Lucille, remember she said something about it'll be open Monday through Thursday. Then you can rent it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. When is that going to come into fruition? It has to be more than talk. I'm with it. I'm with it. Like, can I just go get my skates and go up there and put my headphones on and just start skating around the rink? If I wanted to. I guess not, right? So when is someone going to manage the rink? I think that's a big attraction for Dolton, because all in between what we got, Markham, Linwood, 87th Street, and that's it. I like to roller skate, so got a little bit of that. That's it. That's it. In a great idea, very bad timing. Yep. I think she does stuff for the youth for her daughter. Probably. I and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I do wish? I wish that the mayor and the park district could be one, because I think they both got really great. Here, park district, the park district is separate from the city, right? The town, the village. They both have great ideas. When I listen to Stephanie ideas, amazing. I listen to the mayor idea, amazing. I wish it was somewhere they could come together. I know that's like me with the wishful thinking. You know what I mean? Like, because Dolton is sitting in a magnificent place, guys. Those that are not here, we could be like, the ice skating rink could be the local attraction. So let's take the politics out of it. So many things need to be done to change Dolton. I think a lot of things are like like I said, I'm not getting into the financials, because I don't know what it takes. I don't know how much money is there. Nothing's been put up on a jumbotron, right? But imagine getting off on Sibley Boulevard and it looked the way it used to look back in the day, where you got your restaurants where you could sit down, you have your live jazz and good food, you have your big box stores, like maybe like a Kmart came back. We know it ain't coming back, but you know what I mean? We used to have Payless, we used to have Kmart, just all these stores, Radio Shack, all those stores are gone. But like, if we had all of a sudden a Walmart or the Arby's, who eats Arby's? But the Arby's comes back. We got more daycare centers, things like that. What if all that came back and Sibley just was the bee's knees? Because it's a major exit, right? And then we turn around and we have all this stuff for the community that the mayor, the supervisor, the park district, all combined are involved in as one, supporting each other. Man, that would be a powerful thing. Some life-size chess pieces, bike rides. It's not just Tiffany Henyard present, but the Village of Dolton, the Park District, and Thornton Township presents. It would be amazing. It would be amazing. Before I go, I came up on this article the other day and I want to share it with you. Y'all know we talk about some history. Or here, I'm gonna get to your comments. We're gonna break this down later. Do you know Dolton? We used to have a Hallmark store as well. I don't know if y'all knew that. We had ice cream shop. It was just so many things we had in Dolton. It changed overnight. It changed overnight very swiftly. So like 89, 88, we had the Hallmark store or something like that, right? And then we had Red Lobster. Besides, if you guys are from the south suburbs, the nearest Red Lobster now for you to go to, if you want to go there, Red Lobster used to be the bee's knees back in the day. Now I heard you're not supposed to go to Red Lobster or something like that. Like, it's sort of like Cheesecake Factory for a date. I don't know. Hey, John QQ. Carefree. Donna K. Thanks for being here. Donna K, we agree or not, but we family over here. I appreciate you. Walking home. Okay, did you ever have to walk behind the Walgreens and cut through to get to the north side of Dolton, like from Thorn Ridge? Going through the parking lot. I remember going through the parking lot. You had Wendy's, you had Arby's, you had the Walmart, you had the Kmart. The Carnival would be across the street sometime. What was the name of that restaurant? Choose Compassion. It was Family Kitchen, I think, right? That was right outside of Dolton. Then we had the Jordans. You can go right there. Well, back when I was in school, we had the Reeboks, Gotta Have It. What else? We did have Jordans, of course, but the Foot Locker was right there. where you could get your new release, your Jordan 11s. Fern, where you grow up? Oh, and Tinley Park. Oh yeah, Tinley Park is beautiful. Their Chamber of Commerce is amazing. Did Dalton have a Toys R Us? I do not recall. Does anybody know? Now I knew the Toys R Us was in Matson, and that's sort of like where the Red Lobster was. But Ponderosa, Red Lobster was right there. Then it just started. Things started to change a little bit. Restaurants started to leave. I think Red Lobster or one of them turned into Dusty's. But y'all, we'll start. My stomach growling. We'll start talking about food. But I'm wondering, can we all just like it would be great if that was how it could be for the community. So I wanted to bring this up. I think this is the article. This was 1980. Was it 86? I can't see. But we'll go over it later. History shows Dolton as a solid community. Now, we do know that the Indian people came, the Native American Indians, they're the ones that really came here and pioneered the land in Dolton. And then we were big on onion farming, right? That was a big part of Dolton. Remember I met that young lady at the board meeting. She came out to stand with Dolton 6 generations. Her family had a huge farm in Dolton. The Hobexters. I hope I got it right. Huge family in Dolton. Also, because we had that we were so close, and it was the bridges and the lake. Dolton had some huge thing to do with distillery and alcohol, even during the Prohibition times, I believe. So it's interesting to see that it used to be a solid community building each other up, and it changed. It's no reason it can't get back to that. It's going to take a lot of healing. It's going to take a lot of biting, maybe the bottom lip. It's going to take a lot of egos to be shut down, and then maybe it could get back to that. Just that's all I want to say. I think that it could get back to being a solid community. I wish that it could all come together, but I'm learning that, like I started off with this, politics are it's very different. It's very, very different. It's very different. And that's all I wanted to say. That was my live for today. I got to get up out of here. It was Family Kitchen. Let's read a couple of things. It was a toy. There was a Toys R Us on Sibley. Oh, I got to look into that. Thank you, Critical. There was a Toys R Us at Calumet City. I like the Cheesecake Factory. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with the menu because it's so many. The menu is like basically an encyclopedia. I get so. Hey, MB Burke, thanks for being here. Oh, y'all, Ryan, he's a historian in Harvey, and the stuff that he talks about on Harvey, like the Harvey Historical Society, I think is really dope, because I think people forget how beautiful Harvey is. I actually think Harvey is a brilliant city. The metro running through there, all that metro money, all that PACE money. When I was younger, I worked for AT&T for the summer as a 411 operator. It was at downtown Harvey. It was downtown Harvey. Downtown Harvey used to be bustling. Isn't that something? That's the year I graduated from high school, 86. Go ahead, Fern. Shakey's, Friar Tuck's. Remember Friar Tuck's? Lucille said, anybody remember Shakey's? I remember going as a teen, but I can't remember where it was located. It was in Calumet City. The Shakey's now, it was like west of Burnham, 159th. Across the street, you had Friar Tuck's. On the right, you had, so right where that McDonald's is over there, Lucille, if you could picture it, 159th in Burnham, just west of Burnham. It used to be Shakey's. It's now a car. Is it either a car wash or a liquor store right there? I want to try that Critical. I want to try Olivia's. I only had soup from Olivia's. I heard it was good. Hey, Donna Kate. They had already. Wow. We called her. Yeah, that's crazy. Downtown Harvey had a lot of things going on back in the 90s. They did. I remember we would catch the bus and go get some cool clothes from like that. Remember it was a shopping center in downtown Harvey? You can get some cool clothes down there. Thank you, Jennifer. You have a safe day. All right, choose compassion. Dillinger's a good gyro. Oh my goodness. But I don't know. Is Dillinger's gyro and burgers better than Nikki's gyro and burgers? Now, Nikki's is in Calumet City. Is Nikki's gyro burgers better than which one? See, 127. See, I'm for that. And that's what Calumet Park where Dillinger's was. Do you remember the drive-in movie theater in Riverdale? On what was that? 100 and y'all, where was that? 138th that hosted the drive-in movie theater in Riverdale. Riverdale, that kind of sucks too that it changed. It's just the times, right? But the fact, I keep on bringing this back, that we had just a point that for once the mayor was also the supervisor. We could have had so much, which brings me back to the Apollo. Remember, we were supposed to have the Apollo every month. I want to know where that money comes from, because I'm just interested to know. Like I said, when it comes to that, I am a little biased where I'm sitting over there like, I think it's great that the community gets to participate in that, because it's not a lot of things going on, and it's beautiful that gets going on. But also, I'm now getting into learning these things. I'm like, okay, so how much money is spent on overtime and blah, 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 and blah. How's that going to affect us? Who pays for this and that? Now I'm getting engulfed in that. Choose compassion. It's lunchtime. Stop it. Nikki's gyros are better. Do you say gyro or gyro? Let me know. Dillinger's cheese fries. Oh, this sounds good. Firm says we have a drive-in theater here in Bellevue, Illinois. That is so nice. Now, it was a drive-in theater. I went to one last summer. It was a pop-up one. And then I know they have the rooftop ones now, but it was a pop-up drive-in theater. Oh, it was like on 22nd Street downtown. Yep. Critical says Toys R Us was on Sibley Boulevard, Calumet City. Wow, 1650 Sibley Boulevard, Calumet City. Critical, I don't know a whole lot about Calumet City, but it used to be this bowling alley. Is that bowling alley? And I'm not far from it, but I don't go that way a lot. Is that bowling alley still open in Calumet City? I forgot the name of it. I agree with this, John QQ. Now you have another mayor coming out on Tiffany, calling her out on nonsense. It's going to grow into other municipalities as well. Watch. Yeah, this is what y'all have to realize. Not y'all. Not hey, John QQ, but me too. This is election time, right? So since it's election time, things are about to times are a changing. I hope that people can put aside some things if they can, you know what I mean? If you can't, I understand. Believe me, you're only human. But I'm just so scared that this is going to escalate and someone's going to get hurt behind this. You know what I mean? Like, we now know that she's going to be up for re-election as supervisor, right? And you got that $25,000. I think the first supervisor, if I'm not mistaken, when they come in there, they only going to be able to get $25,000, right? To start that bill, so they have to really be passionate about it. That's a lot. That's a full-time position. That's low money for such a full-time position. That ordinance was there, but it was supposed to be that they started off at like 50 something thousand, just like Zuccarelli did. Or I mean, not that he did, because Zuccarelli started back in 1901 and never was I'm exaggerating, never was dethroned. But like Tiffany, if she would have got hired, if she would have got elected, she would have started at the 50 something thousand mark. She cut it in half to 25,000, right? And how many people are going to want that seat, that responsibility? Because not even like, even though you take that seat, you only make it 25,000. Now you have to run a campaign to even get the seat. Possibly you have to run that's going to take money. It has to be somebody really, really dedicated that doesn't need the money. It hates to say it's like a money thing, but yeah. So now you got all these mayors. They're basically going to control who's going to vote for who. So will she be pushed out as supervisor? Will anybody step to the plate and say they'll go ahead and run and take that 25,000? I'm just wondering. People keep telling me it was a Jack in the Box in Calumet City. I only remember, I only saw a Jack in the Box in LA, but I don't remember that. But I was shocked when, and let me know, Critical, was you shocked too when you saw Hardee's open? Was it Hardee's, you guys, that opened up in South Holland at the truck stop? I was like, that's kind of interesting. Hey, Strawberry Shortcake. She said, yes, Castaways. Oh, it's still open. That was a big bowling alley. I hadn't been there in years. Hey, Don's Vision. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Zuccarelli did not move. Zuccarelli got a seat and he sat. Okay, he sat until the end. And that's how it is out here in the Southland. And I'm not trying to make fun of anything. Even the mayors here in Dalton, they do not leave those seats. The mayors in Dalton would not leave that seat until they left in a pine box. Minus Riley Rogers made. Yeah, they stopped the ordinance for the next person. Riri was saying, didn't Nate the lawyer said they stopped that ordinance? Yes, with a $25,000. They did stop the ordinance, from what I understand, so that nobody else can do it. But I think that law passed right there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Illinois State Governor signed a bill making it illegal to change the ordinance regarding the salary of the township. Yeah, so John QQ, because you do amazing research. You guys follow John QQ, amazing researcher as well. And Critical is saying they changed the law. Let me know if I'm correct or not, Gardis, if you're in here as well. I believe the law was changed so that it couldn't happen again to anybody else. But didn't that law pass for what she was trying to do already? I don't think they retracted that. Correct me if I'm wrong. They retracted it, Gardis? Choose compassion. I've had worse, baby. I've had worse video calls. We human, babe. We are only human. So yeah. Have a great one, Dave. Dave, have a great one. I hope you go fishing today. Jazzy Staff, thank you so much. Reality Check TV Chicago, thank you so much. I'm waiting to see if anybody got the correct answer. If not, we'll do a video. Lucille said laws override ordinance and policy. Oh, Critical. Was that a Carl's Jr. they opened up or a Hardee's? All right, guys. let me get out of here because y'all done made me hungry. I appreciate you so much. Hit the like button on the way out. And we'll be back with another video. Yeah, this was just interesting. I just wanted to do a little chit chat, talk about Markham. Now other people are coming about, and we'll get down to that ordinance because maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I thought that let's look it up really, really fast before we leave. Because I don't want to leave it lingering. It cracks me up every time I'm typing because I always get the thank you so much. Thank you so much. No meeting tonight. Let's see. Let's see, because I saw our I don't have it, guys. I thought I had it. Thank you, Lar. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all your support. Everybody here, thanks for your support. Thanks for riding. We riding, y'all. Oh man, I'm a okay, let's go. See, I saw some on WTTW. That's what I'm looking for. It was about the bill that was passed. It was quite interesting. Voter rolls. Let's see. Let's scroll through here and see if that's where I saw it. But I believe, and I could be wrong. And you guys share it with me in the comments, and when you catch the replay, I thought the bill was passed, so no one can do that again. Does that mean that that was dissolved, which she did put into place? Or are they still trying to dissolve it? You know what I mean? So let's see. Let's scroll this. So we talked about, so this is a good article. I'm gonna put it in here. This is the meeting that happened down at the Capitol. Let me just put that in here. My window to reading rainbow. Okay, let's go. I love WTTW. Party campaign funds. Okay, this is really a great, I put it in the chat. This is a great article to, so you know. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong one. This is Arizona. Oh, no, this is Springfield. I'm about to say, this is the wrong one. Party campaign funds, voters rolls, Springfield's response to Dalton super mayor. So let's see. Another piece would require that the compensation for township supervisors in Cook County may not be increased during a term. An outgoing supervisor would also be prohibited from lowering the salary for their successor without lowering their own salary. That whole, you guys, that whole thing had Delgado all over it, right? He was like, look, loophole. You know, Delgado love him a loophole. The bill echoes a situation in Chicago South suburbs centered on Dalton Mayor and Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, who styles herself as super mayor on social media. Late last year, Henyard proposed a measure that would decrease the salary of Thornton Township Supervisor from $224,000 to $25,000. Y'all, that is crazy. But only for non-incumbents, meaning her salary would remain unchanged even if she was reelected, according to the reporting from Fox 32. While West didn't mention Henyard specifically, he suggested that the measure was in response to a real-world situation that he described as a way of being spiteful. Henyard also has faced criticism for using taxpayer funds for billboards promoting herself and was sued by a local bar which claims she denied a business permit because it did not contribute to her election campaign. Okay, so this is very interesting. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it one more time. But I think I think that it was really about I think it got passed. I think it got passed. But I think that what she put is still set. You guys, if you have time, follow Critical Smoker. He gives like tours of the area as well. He's on the ground out here in the Southland. I also want to talk about what else was going on with the legislation. Let's go to the voter rolls. The legislation also codifies that the public has access to states' voters registration lists. The database, which is required by federal law and routinely shared with local governments and political committees, is tightly protected by the Illinois State Board of Elections. Prior to a 2020 lawsuit brought by the Conservative Public Interest Legal Foundation, digital copies of voter registration database were restricted to only government entities and registered political committees. The bill codifies a court order from the lawsuit requiring the public have access to a redacted database after paying a fee. Members of the public can also inspect the voter database for accuracy in person at the Springfield Board of Elections office. The bill also lays out what voter information cannot be used for: any personal, private, or commercial purpose, including but not limited to the intimidation, threat, or deception of any person, or the advertising, solicitation, sale, or marketing of products or services. Okay. The voter rolls have been the subject of a recent controversy following their allegedly illegal publication on a series of websites that have been characterized as a conservative influence operation. Okay. So a lot of stuff was passed last week. As of Wednesday morning, voters' names and street addresses were still accessible on several of its websites. The Illinois Board of Election spokesperson Matt Dietrich told Capital News Illinois that the voter database provision of the law was written in part as a response to the LGIS lawsuit. Okay. So you guys, a lot of stuff. Go to this WTTW article. It was really interested to see the things that will pass, what will turn into law, things that we may have missed because we're so on the Tiffany Henyard situation, the Dolton situation. Yes, Dolton is a situation. Dolton is in Illinois. Dolton is in Thornton Township. That's a situation, but we're still in Illinois as well. So if you're opening your eyes to Dolton, open your eyes to everything if you can. And also, if you are following Dolton and you think this could just happen to us, no, it can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. So don't be scared to go to your local board meetings or your council meetings, or, even if you're just like they said, bedside Baptist, you're just watching it from your laptop. Check in, see what your laws are. Look at what happened in Markham. He said that Tiffany Henyard the mayor of Markham said, keep Tiffany, keep my name out your mouth, right? And then when he did that, Tiffany was saying Markham taxes were raised, right? He said she made a big deal out of it, making it seem like it was huge amount, but it was only like 1.6 that they raised, 1.6% that they raised taxes, right? And legally, they do not have to disclose that to the public if it's under a certain percentage. So now the people of Markham, they heard what Tiffany Henyard said, and then they're starting to call Markham Council and say, hey, were my taxes raised without me knowing? And now he feels like, and it's chaos. He feels like now the Dalton stuff is trickling over to my town, and I don't want that. But if you're not active in your community and you're not active in the politics and you're not seeing what's going on with your town, state, township, these things could slip right under, right? All right, y'all. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. You know what was funny? What it wasn't funny, but I was watching this. I was watching the video about the suspended license on all the on Hannibal and Late Night Crew and all these channels. And it's not funny, but it was like, why did that man pull up like that? I see y'all commenting there. I'm like, wow. Why he was on the Zoom? Why did he have his face on that camera like that? Like, I'm parking. Hold on. Judge, hold, please. I'm parking. People keep on putting in the chat they want me to talk about it, but in my comments, like, they like to talk about this, but I think it's already been talked about enough, and I'm just gonna pray for that young man, because I was like, bruh, why are you going to court about a suspended license and driving into court you're committing, well, in Illinois, you're using your phone video, not paying attention to the road on a suspended license during court. It was crazy. I'm pulling up to my doctor's office. Oh my goodness. Oh, that Dave, that is on my list. You gave me that Karen Reed case. I said, sir, oh my goodness, like, it doesn't get, well, you can't say he not honest. That young man honest. He like, yeah, I'm driving on a suspended line. And the poor lawyer was just sitting there like, yeah, we're gonna ask for a continuance. she didn't know what to do. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And it's so funny that now these court cases are Zoom now, and now everybody knows what's going on in your court case. It's so weird. He had zero fear. Then don't make me laugh. Yeah, Chavis, wait a minute. Jesus Christmas Day. The man never had a license. Never had a license. Oh man. People set your Zoom. At least, you know what? The good thing, at least he had his seatbelt on. He followed one rule. He had his seatbelt on, and he was back. Then took the nerve to back into the parking space. Y'all, we might have to do a video on that. That poor young man. He never had a driver's license. The judge was like, but I think the favorite line was, just take care of your business. Just take, when I look at that story, I look at so many points. I think he probably thought, like, at least I'm showing up for court. They can't say nothing. At least I'm showing up for court. But poor young man. He said, hold on, let me park, let me back in. 1 second, hold, please. You gonna tell, and the judge was holding. Oh my goodness. And you know the bad part, we talked about this on my channel. This was years ago, maybe 2 years ago, when I was first dibbing dabbing in YouTube, and one of my close YouTube family people, she was telling us about a suspended license, and not suspended license. I was thinking about this guy with a suspended. Wait, how was his license suspended if he never had a license? Y'all gonna have to explain that to me. We found out he never had a license to begin with. So how did he get a ticket for a suspended license? Y'all know, you know how I'd be like, wait a minute. But one of my good girlfriends on YouTube, she did a story time, and it was about how she got back in the 90s a felony because she got insurance from this place, and they basically gave her an insurance card that was fraudulent, right? So when she went to court, they gave her a felony. And I'm just thinking about this young man, like, what if he was driving with that car, no insurance? Like, they could pile those charges up, and I hope not. Like, I hope after this, when he gets out, because I think it was a suspended license for child support or something, right? So I hope that after this, he can just get his things together and get his affairs in order and be healthy and happy. That was very, very interesting. You could buy a car without a license in Illinois, and you could buy a car as a passenger. A lot of people bought cars as a passenger. I don't know if that's still to this day, but yeah, you could buy a car like if you weren't driving, Chavis, and you wanted to buy a car for your wife to drive or something like that, you could buy it as a passenger, but you just can't drive it. Yeah, you can. Yep. Oh yeah, you could purchase. Yeah, they just want the money. They just want the money. All right, y'all. I love y'all so much. I appreciate you so much.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
Make mistake.
And let me tell you something. We just talking about it over here. What makes me any different? Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Commentary blue, commentary burgundy, commentary, comment blue, commentary, comment burgundy blue, commentary blue, commentary.